What's up, guys? M. Jones back in the house again for another update. Today we're going to talk about movies that I have absolutely no interest in seeing from July all the way to the end of the year in December. About 3-4 weeks ago, I made a video about movies I really want to see. Well, I also said in that video I'm going to make one about movies I don't want to see and reasons why. Well, today's that day. We're going to get started. It's almost the end of July already. So I'm going to talk about a few movies that I have no interest of seeing right now that are currently out, and then we'll go from August all the way to December. All right, let's get started. So the movies that are out right now that had a little bit of hubbub about was Grown Ups 2, Red 2, R.I.P.D. and The Wolverine. They're movies that are currently out right now. I have no interest of seeing any of those movies. Here's the reason. First one, Grown Ups 2. First of all, the first one sucked ass, and it's mainly because Adam Sandler. I don't know what it is, but he is absolute poison to any movie that comes out with him and all other actors. You know why? He's trying to be more about family and stuff. That's fine. But dude, you're not like a family kind of guy. You're a goofball. You have that edge about you, the New York edge. Stop making those movies. I would do anything for a Big Daddy kind of guy, kind of movie. I'd do anything for a Happy Gilmore. I'd do anything for Billy Madison. Where are those guys at? He doesn't make those guys anymore. And what's cool is he probably still could. He tried to do If That's My Boy. Wasn't a bad movie, but it was weird. You know, he just doesn't have the movies anymore I used to love as a kid. And I guess he's trying to grow up, and I just don't think he's the guy that can grow up and do this stuff. And also, I've heard Grown Ups 2 is awful, so I'm glad I didn't see it. Red 2, I don't know what it is about. I didn't see the first one, which I probably shouldn't even say if I would want to see it today, but you know what? I don't think I would see it. I'm not a big Helen Mirren fan. I love that Anthony Hopkins, I guess, is the villain. So I just don't think I'd want to see it because I think it's one of those movies where it's like the action-packed version of like Wild Hogs, where it's like older actors and actresses and they try to be cool again and badass. Like that John Travolta movie in Wild Hogs, that was one of the worst movies ever. And I feel like this is like the action-packed version of that kind of movie. I just don't want to see it. I just have no interest. Same with R.I.P.D. I think it's trying to be like Men in Black in a way. And Men in Black came out in 1997. It's like, why would you make this movie in 2013? No one wants to see it. The only reason why people would go see this movie, and I'm saying this on my behalf, is because of Marissa Miller, who is one of the most beautiful women in the world. I've had a crush on her. I had her posters, high school. Oh, I loved her. Still do. And, I feel like that's the only reason why I maybe watched the movie for like 5-10 minutes. But the movie looks absolutely awful. And it's a shame because Ryan Reynolds, he's the man. Jeff Bridges, he's the man. But this movie is going to just absolutely screw up this year for their film. For them being filmed in the movie. I just think it's not going to work. And I'm just not into the whole Wolverine thing. I'm just so over it. It's like Hugh Jackman. I've told you before. I like when Hugh Jackman plays like an American. And I don't know what his accent is really in the Wolverine, but I just feel like it's just, I don't know. I'm not into his movies for that kind of action, because it's a lot different action. It's not real, in my opinion, realistic action, And I understand it's sci-fi, fantasy kind of thing. I get that, but that's just not for me. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure it's for other people. It's not for me. I'm not into it. The next movie I'm not really into seeing, I think it came out actually this weekend, was The To-Do List with Aubrey Plaza and Bill Hader's in it. Aubrey Plaza is the very awkward chick who's very sarcastic in Parks and Recreation. I think she's cool. I think she's alright. But you know what? She's just like one of those Kristen Stewarts. So just completely awkward and always uncomfortable and always makes you feel like you have to do everything to make her so happy so she doesn't leave or cry or write in her diary how much of an ass you are. She's one of those people. I just feel like that's how she is. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I think I just was, so oh well. But she just seems that way. Like nothing's ever good enough. She's always like, oh, okay. Oh, you gave me $1 million. Okay, thanks. Like it's like, would you cheer up a little bit? And just because of her, I don't want to see it. The next one, Elysium, Matt Damon, just get out. No one likes you. You're such an ass. I just don't like him. I think this movie's going to be absolutely terrible. I'm not a big Jodie Foster fan. The way she talks, she just makes me uncomfortable. Silence of the Lambs, her southern accent just is, oh God, it's just I don't know what it is about Jodie Foster. I'm not a big fan. She makes me uncomfortable. I don't know. And Matt Damon, I think he's just he's just such an a-hole. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him. I loved The Good Will Hunting. It's one of my favorite movies, and he made the movie fantastic. But now he always has a chip on his shoulder in his acting. I don't know. He has that like, oh, why am I not the best actor in the world? Why am I not number one? I'm like number 18 in Hollywood's mind. It's like, because you suck. I don't like you. I hated you in most movies. So I don't want to see it. Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters? No. Grow up. Riddick. You know, I thought I would love to see this movie, Riddick, but you know what? I love Pitch Black. I thought that was a great movie back in the 90s. It's done before. Like, stop making these movies. It's like the third or fourth installment of it. It's like Vin Diesel. You're awful as an actor. Just stop. Just stop. That's all I'm going to say. Just stop. The next one, Escape Plan. It's with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. You would think it'd be great, but they play two guys that go to this maximum security prison that it seems impossible to get out of, and it's just obvious like what's going to happen. There's no genius to it. Like, you know, Arnold, you're so awkward now to watch because you've aged just awfully, and Sylvester Stallone, you've aged very awfully. It's just hard to watch these two guys just look so beat up all the time when they're supposed to be like in a clean bill of health. It's like they're not healthy because in real life they look awful and they don't even seem like it's okay. So I just don't want to see that. I feel like it's just going to be one of those movies that are just too high tech. The prison's too high tech. I saw the trailer. The prison cells look like, where the hell is this at? Is it in Mars? I've never seen a prison like this. So I just don't know if I'm really into that whole thing. And of course they have to do this because Halloween's coming up. But let's make the 5th movie for Paranormal Activity and just ruin it even more than it already has been. The first one was amazing. The second one was decent. The third one was excellent. The fourth one, no. The 5th one, I'm already saying no. Just stop. Because they're using too much technology now to make this movie. They're using Skype and they're doing all this social networking stuff and social media. I mean, I hate social media. It's annoying. People complain and they think it's the free country just to say anything you feel like it. Maybe we live in a democracy, but you know what? I don't need to know you just took a shit. I don't need to know that you want to just give me very brief statuses like, where is my life going, ... It's like, obviously nowhere, because you have to ask people. It's like, come on. So I just know the movie's going to be awful like that, and I'm just not looking forward to it. The next one I really don't want to see is About Time. It's a movie by an unknown director, Richard Curtis, don't even know him, and it's with Rachel McAdams, and it's about, I guess it's like one of those Love Actually movies. So that's the only reason why I might consider it, because I do like the movie Love Actually. I thought it was an excellent rom-com. But the redhead guy, he's very, very strange-looking guy. He's one of those guys, he's like Sandra Oh for me. You know Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy? When you look at her, you're like, oh, like I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like, you're hard to look at. This guy is hard to look at, and there is no way he's getting Rachel McAdams. Rachel McAdams is beautiful. And I saw the premise of the movie where he gets to kind of replay what he just did, so almost like Groundhog Day style, so you can perfect it. Like, he was real awkward with Rachel McAdams, and he replays it back, and then he's real smooth. So that's how we got her. That's how I figured it out. But I just think it's going to be weird. And that redhead guy, you know, the main character, it's just hard to look at. I don't know. No. The next one, kind of on the same lines as the Wolverine, is the I think it's Chris Hemsworth in Thor. It's the Thor: The Dark World. I have no interest. It's just gonna be too much just ridiculous sci-fi fantasy action that I just get tired of. When I was a kid, I thought it was so cool because I was a kid. Now, late 20s, I have no interest in that. Give me something witty. Give me something cool. Give me a legit action type movie. You know, give me something that's scary. But just don't give me this bullshit that you're jumping, 19 stories up with just your feet. Like, are you kidding? Like, come on. I'm just not into that. The only reason why it might be great is because Anthony Hopkins will be in it, who I love. Natalie Portman, who I think every guy loves. So, no. And along the lines of Percy Jackson, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, or whatever, I'm just not into that stuff. I think when I was like my teens, preteens, I liked that kind of stuff because I was a kid. Like, it's just now, I work all freaking week. I just want to watch something I want to watch. I think The Hobbit's going to be just ridiculous. I don't know. And there's so many people that take it so seriously. How could you say that? It's like, because I just did. I don't know. I don't want to see it. And then, a couple of my buddies were saying, how can you say you don't want to see this if you like horror movies? The Curse of Chucky. The Chucky movies did nothing for me as a kid. I grew up loving Halloween, Friday the 13th a little bit, Nightmare on Elm Street, but the Chucky movies just freaked me out. I didn't like dolls. I just didn't like that kind of stuff. I just had no interest in it. And I just didn't like how this little doll would run after you with a knife. It's like, come on, just kick it in the head. Like I never understood how you can be scared of that. So I just don't have any interest of seeing the newest one. The last one with Jennifer Tilly, that was just an awful movie. So I'm not going to get sucked in seeing another movie with Chucky just because everyone wants to see it. I have no interest of seeing it. I'm probably not going to see it. The next one I really don't want to see, and it's because I'm just not a Kristen Wiig fan, and this will also probably be the last movie I talk about, is the movie called Girl Most Likely. It's with Kristen Wiig, like I've already said, and Annette Bening plays her crazy mom, and she is like some delusional woman who tried to be like a playwright in New York, like Broadway, that kind of stuff, and she just seems to just navigate her way from like the next big thing to like last year's news, and she just seems like she just is just crazy, and the Kristen Wiig, she just, in my opinion, she just always is very awkward also. She has a strange face, and she just isn't fun to watch. Like, Bridesmaids is a good movie, but Melissa McCarthy made that movie fantastic. And Rose Byrne was really good in that. They made it good. So I'm not just saying looks or everything, because Melissa McCarthy is not the best looking person, but she made the movie Bridesmaids. I'm just saying Kristen Wiig does not make me. She annoyed me in Saturday Night Live. She has annoyed me in her movies so far. She just always kind of plays the same sarcastic person, down on her luck, woe is me, Eeyore kind of shit. I'm just not into it. So I just don't think I want to see this movie. I'm sure Annette Bening will make it better because she makes every movie well. I love Annette Bening. But I just have no interest in seeing that movie. But anyway, those are the movies for right now until the end of the year, till 2014 happens, that I just have no interest of seeing. So if there's any movies that I forgot to mention that maybe I should consider, not that I wouldn't want to see, let me know with your comments. And of course, if there's any movies I said that you agree with me or disagree with me, please leave a comment. I just like to see what you think about it. But until then, you take it easy, NK.